Hey y'all, welcome back to the Smoke Dungeon. DB here, and today we're talking a little Legions Imperialis. That's right, y'all. And you know what we're talking about? We're talking about the first thing you need to 3D print for Legions Imperialis. And you know why that is? Because I've played like 4 games so far. And while I have opinions on everything from like the units, the rules, you name it, I got a big thing. And that's this, which contains these, the shittiest tokens that you will ever receive. They are basically paper. And not only are they paper, they are gray paper. And most of Imperialis is played on like cityscape type terrain, So not only do they blend into everything, they are so damn thin, you cannot pick them up unless you like lick your finger. Like we're turning a book, right? I mean, for Christ's sake, they waggle, but the damn envelope they come in is thicker than these. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a nightmare, y'all. An absolute nightmare. But you know what? Problem solved. Because DB don't have a 3D printer, but he's got plenty of friends that do. And the very first thing I asked for, among other things, y'all, hint, hint, was some tokens. And my buddy printed me 1,000,000 of these little discs. And these little things that said discs fit into. And these can be whatever color you want, right? Because it's just a different color. This is the kind of printer where it has the styrations in it. I'm not very big into 3D printing. I just abuse my friends and fellow members of the Graying Legion and just say, hey, yo, print me this, print me this. And then you know what I do? Because I reciprocate, y'all. I Amazon them dudes some resin. I'm like, what kind of resin do you need? And then, bam, kilograms of that shit just show up in the mail to my peoples. So, anyway, this right here is what we're talking about. And when they're finished, I just primed them black, y'all. And then I inserted them in here. And now look, we can actually, we can actually see them, right? Because I painted them gold after I primed them black. Or I'm sorry, not gold, brass. So you can see them on the tabletop now, unless you're playing on like the corn world of like the brass lands or something. So you can see them. And then our fallback is red because that way, we won't miss that one. These ones, if you miss, right? And they just become advance orders. But yeah. And then the other cool thing is you can use these for Titanicus too, right? And then because the objective markers were also shit, I had my man print me some objective markers. And they're the same thing, dude. Just the circles are bigger and the inserts are bigger. And these I just painted like my bases. You may recall my bases, the most wonderful of all. Or that was a rendition of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, for God knows why, y'all. But yeah, my bases are just a heavy wash and then some brass, on top of a wraith bone. So I did the same thing. I primed these dudes wraith bone, heavy washed them, and then threw some black in there. And now I got objective markers that I can pick up, y'all, and they're not paper pieces of trash. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. At first, I was like really mad when I opened up the Imperialis box and I saw that shit. I was like, what is this chintzy shit? But you know what? It actually makes sense because they got to put how many of them in there, right? But what I figured they would do was they would give you those jank paper ones, right? And then they would do like what they do with Necromunda or those other things, and they release those counter sets or dice sets that are like special and cost, a ton of money. So they could have been like, oh, here's the counter set for Legion Imperialis, and we're going to charge you $50 for it. And a ton of people would have bought that, I'd have bought it. Probably. I don't know. When I saw that paper, I was like, Jesus, I played 1 game with that and I wanted to jump, I was like, the hell with this. So, like, I feel like they missed a trick right here. But you know what? That's cool because like they don't have them. But you know what you can do? You can print all of these for like $2, dude. You know, at this point in the hobby, everybody knows somebody with a 3D printer. So just holler at your boy. You know what I'm saying? And get him to do it for you. And then reciprocate, you know? But this is what everybody needs to do. Before you even play one game of Legion Imperialis, print yourself some kind of tokens, some kind of counter set. And it will just improve the overall experience than playing with those bullshit paper ones. You know what I'm saying? Be good to one another. Do what you feel.